So this is the 8.1 warm-up. So what we're going to do here is determine whether the polygons are similar. Now, in order for two polygons to be similar, all the angles must have a congruent match and all the sides must be proportional. Now, you're going to have to do this on the quiz. You're going to have to check to see if the two figures are similar. If they are similar, then you are going to write a similarity statement. If they're not similar, if all the sides are not proportional and you can't match the angles and show that they're congruent, then you would just say the answer is no, and you don't have to write a similarity statement. So the first thing I'm going to do is look for the congruency marks to match the angles first. Now, coincidentally enough, the order that I gave you the letters here is actually the correct order. So E and K, it's not always going to be like this, but E and K, notice they're both got the same number of congruent lines. I know the little one is hard to see, but E is congruent to K. And then the next letter, F and L, and F and L have two little marks. So they're also congruent, so far so good. And then if we go here to G and M, it's got a single mark. That's good. And then if I go and do the last one, H and N, it's got 3, and so does N. So all the angles match up perfectly. Now let's go ahead and check for the sides to make sure that they are proportional. Now, in order to get a scale factor, always do the right picture over the left. So when I go to set up my statement of proportionality, what I would be doing is I could say the first two letters, KL over EF. KL is 15, EF is 30, simplifies to 1/2. Then I'll take the next two. I'll take LM and FG. And LM is 8, FG is 16. Simplifies to 1/2. I'm going to come up top here to do the rest. Then I'm going to do the last two, MN over GH. MN is 11, GH is 22. 1/2 again. And then the last one, I'll go beginning to end. I'm going to go the KN to the EH, and that's 13 to 26. And again, simplifies to 1/2. 1/2 is my scale factor. Now, because all of the sides are proportional and because all of my angles have a congruent match or pair, then I can say, yes, these two figures are similar. And coincidentally enough, the EFGH2KLMN, that is the correct order of the letters. So the similarity statement would be that EFGH is similar to KLMN. So the order has to be in the precise order because E matched with K, F matched with L, G matched with M, and then lastly, H matched with N. And that's your similarity statement. Be able to do this for the quiz on Friday. Now, also be able to find a missing side length. Now, whenever we're finding a missing side length, if our answer ends up being an improper fraction, we need to make it into a decimal or a mixed number. So for here, again, I'm going to look for my scale factor. Again, they've given me the similarity statement. So I can go through here and see that the first two letters, DE, are going to match with the first two letters here, HJ. So I can see that this side here, DE, is going to match with HJ. That's how I'm going to get my similarity or my scale factor. I'm going to do 8 over 12, right over left. I can divide them both by 4, and my scale factor or my side length ratio is 2 over 3, or 2 to 3. So again, this is also called the side length ratio. They mean the same thing. All right, so now I'm going to use that scale factor to find x. And again, I'm going to try to stay consistent here. And again, I've done right over left. So if I take the scale factor, and then I can see that the side that's going to match with where the x is, that's DF. And DF is the first and the last letter. So the first and the last letter here is HK. So again, I'm going to do 9 over x. I'm doing right over left. And now I'm going to cross multiply. So I'm going to multiply 2 times x and then 9 times 3. So 2 times x is 2x. 9 times 3 is 27. I need to solve for x by dividing both sides by 2. I end up with x equaling 27 over 2. Because it's a missing side, I'm going to make it into a mixed number or a decimal. 2 will go into 27 13 times with 1 left over. Or you could make it a decimal. Either way, you're dividing. So that is the answer for x. You can either leave it as 13.5, mixed number, or 13.5. Now, to answer the next 2 questions in the warm-up, I put in 2 screenshots of the notes from yesterday. Now, these 2 screenshots, these are the 2 theorems we learned yesterday. We're going to use these to answer number 4. So remember that the perimeter ratio is equal to the ratio of the corresponding side lengths or the scale factor. However, the area ratio is the corresponding side lengths squared. So these are the 2 theorems to answer number 4. To answer number 3, I put the screenshot right here. And just remember that if 2 polygons are similar, the ratio of any 2 corresponding side lengths or parts of the triangle are going to be equal to the scale factor. No, they're not. So these were in the notes from yesterday. I just took screenshots. I added this after the fact just to help you understand where I'm getting my answers from.
And can you go back to the one you used for the
Okay. Let's answer the questions. So 2 similar triangles, they're telling us the scale factor is 5 to 4. So by using that definition here, that it doesn't matter if it's a side length or if it's an altitude or if it's a median, it's going to have the same ratio as the scale factor. So the corresponding altitude ratio and the corresponding median ratio is going to be the same. It's 5 to 4. So any corresponding side length or altitude or median will have the same ratio as the scale factor. All right, then the last one, this is where we're using the 2 theorems. So remember, the corresponding ratio for the perimeter is the same as the scale factor, or it's the same as the side length ratio. So for the perimeters, it's 3 to 7. However, for the area, this is where we're going to take that scale factor and square it. So for the area, I'm going to do 3 squared to 7 squared, which gives me 9 to 49. And that will be the ratio for the area. And that is, so that's it for the warm-up. Now, just a few things. I probably said it yesterday, but I just want to say it again. Quiz is Friday. Tomorrow we're going to cover 8.2. It's not very long. We're going to learn a shortcut. So instead of having to show all angles are congruent and all side lengths are proportional, we can look for just 2 pieces of information. Just like before when we did the congruent triangles, we had to find 3 things. Now we're going to just find two things, and we're going to look for two congruent angle pairs. It's called angle-angle. So that's what we're going to learn tomorrow. And then on Thursday, we'll review. Friday is your first quiz of the third quarter. And then your first test is the following Friday on the 14th, because Chapter 8 only has 4 sections. Then the week after that, we start Chapter 9. You will need to have a scientific calculator. So you've got 2 weeks to get one. They sell them all over the place. They are very reasonable. You can probably pick one up for less than $10. I have a picture of one on the back, the common one. It's not the FAR calculator, it's the second picture there. But again, you don't have to buy that one. Any scientific calculator will work. You're looking for a calculator that has the buttons sine, cosine, and tangent on it. So you're looking for a calculator. It should have a button that has SIN, COS, and TAN. That's the type of calculator you're looking for. So just make sure it has these buttons on it so you can do the trigonometry. Also, remember our testing days have changed. They are now for the second semester on Wednesdays and Fridays. I also moved my office hours to Wednesdays and Fridays. However, I am here pretty much every morning, but for sure I'm always here at 7:15 on those office hour days. Remember, if you are absent, whether you're absent for a school activity or if you get sick, remember, go to YouTube, watch the video of the lesson that I taught that day, watch the video, complete the notes, and then go to Canvas to see what homework assignment you need to complete. If you are going to be out for an extended period of time and you're confused on something, send me an email. Trust me, if you're out for an extended period of time, when you come back to school, you will be a bit overwhelmed. So at least try to stay on top of things with this class because you have access to that daily video. If you happen to look for the video and it's not posted, shoot me an email and I'll make sure it's added to the playlist. Sometimes I upload it and I forget to add it. You can also watch last year's video. Just look for last year's playlist. So right now what you're going to do is you're going to work on the homework. It is a bit challenging because it is a lot of application. So work on it now. If you get stuck, let me know and I will help you.
Miss Corey, I got it wrong.
Okay, also for the homework tonight, you need to know the formula for area of a trapezoid. And that formula for area of a trapezoid is going to be 1/2 times the height and then base 1 plus base 2. You could also do it as height and then times base 1 plus base 2 and then divide it by 2. Either way,